Apologies, we make the 74th appearance weighing 13 stone and 12 pounds from St. Peter in Lithuania, DIMITRIJ KALINOVSKIJ. And his opponent this evening, the man facing him across the ring, making his 11th professional appearance, weighing 14 stone and 5 pounds from Stratford in London, Jose Lopes. Your referee, Mr. Lee.
So this is a new start here for Jose Lopes, who's changed trainer. He's had 2 years out of the ring almost. November 2017 when he fought Wadi Camacho for the southern area. He subsequently joined Terry Coulter as a trainer.
Former trainer of Wadi Camacho as well.
Yeah, well I was chatting with Terry earlier actually, and he said he'd seen a lot in Jose that gave him kind of the inspiration to work with him.
Yeah, Jose's been talented for a while. He's always been a talented boy, and he's got all the attributes of a good cruiserweight. He's nice and long. He's got good arms. He's got good feet. Yeah, and he's quick for the weight as well. So he's got good lateral movement. For one reason or the other, it hasn't happened in a couple of other fights, but he's always had the potential there. I think him and Terry Coulter match up is a good link-up. It's I think it could work well, and we'll see tonight after 2 years out. And KALINOVSKIJ's a good opponent for Lopes. He's been in with everybody. KALINOVSKIJ, he's tough. He will ask a few questions, so it'll be interesting to see how Lopes handles him over the 6 rounds.
Yeah, I mean KALINOVSKIJ's had about 70-odd fights, being in with the likes of Mark Little, Nick Parper, Sam Hyde, Jordan Thompson. So he's familiar to UK boxing fans. It's a good yardstick. Yeah,
he doesn't get stopped very often either. He will ask questions. He's durable. He doesn't do anything that will surprise you. He's going to stand there. He's going to keep his hands nice and high.
He's waiting there, isn't he, for Jose to commit to something?
Yeah, he's a little bit. Look, maybe he's mind for the 6th round. He's not throwing so much KALINOVSKIJ as what he normally does in fights I've seen him before. But like I say, it could be that he's mindful of 6th round, and he knows he's in with a decent fight with Lopes. So
Lopes has got that right knee strapped up.
Yeah, good spot. I hadn't seen that. Maybe some ongoing injury, maybe something in training camp. Look, most boxers through at camp pick up an injury or two. They very rarely, they always say they have the best camp ever, but very rarely boxers go through a camp without picking up an injury or two.
He did well there, Lopes, just to take a half step back as KALINOVSKIJ threw it over the top, the right hand.
Yeah, he looked for that right hand, like you say, good footwork from Lopes, which he's always had. He's got good, nice jab there from Lopes as well, and good lateral movement. He's looking for the gaps. He's trying to pick the holes in KALINOVSKIJ.
It's a bit of a chess match so far, isn't it?
Yeah, not much work from either, but again, it's 6 rounds. They haven't got to go mad. They're just having a little look with each other. They say Jose been out for 2 years, so he's just easing his way back into it.
It's not often you'd be out for 2. That's good left hand there to the body. 2 years out and then come back to a 6 rounder.
Yeah, look, he's done the rounds before, so I think it's I don't think it's the fitness thing is the issue. So I think 6 rounds is comfortable for him, and that's nice from Lopes. Yeah, good combination. Moved his feet in there nicely on the hook, and then looking for the right hand.
He followed it in, but KALINOVSKIJ stepped left, didn't he, to get out of any trouble.
Yeah, negated a little bit, but I think we'll see more of that from Lopes as the rounds go on. And that's what we want to see. The little bursts. At the moment, just single shots isn't going to work against KALINOVSKIJ, because he's going to block that first one because his guard's quite high. It's the second.
They got through there, Lopes with the right hand, just straight through the guard, as you were saying it.
Commentator's curse.
That's a solid opener. Yeah,
decent round for Lopes. Lopes, I think, won the round comfortable enough, and like I say, I expect him to slowly start to ramp it up over the coming rounds.
We'll see in the corner now, Dan Woodgate. Helping out with Terry Coulter, so it was a reverse of the NL Massey fight where Dan Woodgate was taking the lead trainer role and Terry kind of helping out. You can see Terry there just gesticulating the jab, and then the left hook into the body. So I think keep an eye out for that in round 2. And
that's good advice from Coulter as well. So you look at KALINOVSKIJ, he's got very, very high hands. His guard's very, very good, but he raises his elbows quite high. So the couple of jabs to the face will bring the hands up, and then Lopes will be able to come around that right elbow and get into down to the ribs. So it's good advice. I think he'll be pleased, Colt, with that round. I think Terry will be pleased with Lopes in the first round. We see little bursts from Lopes, but nothing too much. But I think it's a solid round from him.
It'll be interesting to see if KALINOVSKIJ shows a little bit more ambition in this round, because he seemed to be very tentative. As I said in the first round, he was almost waiting for Jose to commit to something. presumably looking to counter himself.
Yeah, it's a strange one from Kalinowski. He's looking for that right hand, because we've seen him a couple of times lean for that right hand. I mean, he's really reaching for that right hand, but he hasn't offered a great deal so far, Kalinowski. But I say normally he does offer a little bit more, but Jose's a big cruiserweight. He probably knows he's in with a decent fight, as I said before. So it might be just taking it a bit easy. But I'd like to see Kalinowski do a little bit more. I'd like to see him try to jab a little bit.
And if he isn't, then I'd like to see Jose fill those spaces.
Sure, like that. He'd get better from Lopes as he's thing.
That's nice. So that left hand to the body that Terry was showing in mid-round.
And that's good from Lopes. He didn't get too close. What can happen sometimes is when a fighter goes to the ropes is they can smother their own work. They get too close in trying to close them down. When he had him against the rope there, Lopes, he didn't get too close. Kept his distance, was able to have a look, try and pick the holes. So it was good work from Lopes.
Kalinowski himself there just managed to put the left hand, right hand and left hook to the body together.
Yeah, just coming forward a little bit more, Kalinowski. Just starting to walk Lopes down a little bit, or at least try to. But it's good feet from Lopes, just popping that jab out. But he's starting to warm into it a little bit more. Good right hand and left uppercut there from Lopes. He's got such long arms, Lopes. He's got such good distance.
And that's made Kalinowski step off a little bit now, hasn't it? And go back to the retreat.
Yeah, and this is where Lopes is so dangerous. This medium to sort of long range when he's on the outside. Just got to be careful of that though. Kalinowski's thrown that right hand a couple of times and he's just caught it. Just needs to move his head a little bit, Lopes. Good shot from Lopes there. But
what's gone wrong for Lopes with the losses in his career, do you think? The Ozzy Gervais and Waddy Camacho fights?
The Ozzy Gervais fight, if I remember, he was winning the fight, and then it got dropped towards the end of the fight, the Lopes one. With that one, I think he was a little bit inexperienced. What happened, he rose too early, then went down again because his corner told him to. But if you rise and then go down, the ref waves it off. And so that was a little bit of inexperience in that time, and he learnt from that. And then the Camacho fight, it was just 1 point. It was a really close fight. Pushed there, so he's always been a talented fighter. The people he's lost to have been decent fighters. And like I said, the Gervais fight, he was winning. It's just but Gervais managed to turn it at the end.
I think that Camacho fight showed the level that he can fight.
Yeah, definitely. Got hurt there, Kalinowski. Just backed off in straight lines there, Lopes.
He looks in trouble there. He needs to start covering up and not fighting back.
It looked like it hurt him a bit, that right hand. It looks like he's got his legs under him a little bit, but that first bit, he just looked a bit stunned, looked a bit shocked. And we talked about that right hand earlier on, Martin, about how Kalinowski had thrown that right hand and caught him. Yeah. He's just got to be careful of that. Kalinowski's going to wing that over, and he's going to look for that more after success of that in the second round.
Yeah, he was caught right on the bell as well with the right hand. Jose maybe did the nicer round. Kalinowski did the more effective of the round.
And that's why we love boxing. That one punch, that one punch can turn it.
Yeah. Although I don't want to see Jose hit by one of them. I want to see him come back, and I've always said with Jose there is something there. Yeah. It needs to be unlocked, and what that is, I'm not entirely sure.
No, I agree, and hopefully the matchup with Terry Coulter will get that. Look, these are big guys, so one right hand taken solidly, which he did there. It can hurt. I mean, he did look hurt for a split second, whether it was balance or whether it was hurt. He looked a little bit shocked by it, but it'd be interesting to see how he starts over this round, to see if he's got his legs back underneath him.
He's working that jab immediately, isn't he? He's gone back to basics,
and that's what he needs to do. Look, he's got good feet. He's quick. He's got a nice jab. He just needs to work off of that jab. If he works off the jab, he keeps Kalinowski in a shell and is able to pick his shots a little bit more.
He hasn't thrown the right hand too much, Lopes, has he?
No, not really. Just trying to pick him with that left hand. Maybe a little bit more cautious. Single shot in. Just needs the 2 and 3, as we said earlier on. Kalinowski will see that first one and will tend to, block that one. It's the second and third that's going to get through. I thought Kalinowski was going to come out a little bit faster this round.
I assumed he would come out a little bit more of a steam train in this, given the success at the end.
Maybe he's waiting to the back end of the round again, like he did in the last one, to try and pop a shot. He's definitely going to look for that. It's a good body shot there from Lopes.
Looked a little bit low, I thought, there from Lopes. But,
I thought it looked a good shot, to be fair. I'm not sure.
Referee was with you.
But Kalinowski just coming forward a little bit more now. Good jab there.
I'd like to see him up his work rate here, Jose, a little bit. It's there's too many gaps between what he's doing.
Yeah, good combination 1-2 there. But like you say, if he keeps his work rate up a little bit, he can put Kalinovsky in his shell and control this quite comfortably.
That's
but
it.
the lack of work at times is allowing Kalinovsky to come forward and just apply a little bit of pressure.
I think he needs to remind him who's the better boxer here, which
Sure.
is Jose, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to give him that reminder.
That's better from
Better to
Lopes.
the
Nice
body.
combination, come round to the left hook to the body, which
Nice
Terry
little
had
jab
told him
in
at the
there.
end of the first. Yeah, it's good, and that's what Lopes does. He's just got to be careful there, Lopes,
That's
when he
better.
comes back. When he comes back, he comes back upright, and he's just got to be careful he doesn't get caught with that right hand again. But
he used his feet that time to get himself out of trouble.
yeah, come back and then obviously broke off to the side there. But he has got good feet, Jose, and like you say, I like to just see him just do that a little bit more, just at this range, a little bit busy, just keep pop shotting him.
Kalinovsky's using that arm block defence, isn't he? Where he's using the left elbow, bringing it up to stop anything coming into the body from Jose.
Yeah, he's experienced, Kalinovsky. He's been in with some good boys. That's nice from Lopes. Well done. Really good there from Lopes, coming out and then coming straight back in, filling that gap. Nice right hand there.
Good job.
And that's what Lopes needs to do, more like that, and it just makes an easy night's work of him.
He looks a lot more fluid when he's doing that as well.
Good combinations, like I say, he's nice and quick. He doesn't miss him with the jab. Kalinovsky seems happy to take these shots, but they're just arm punches from Lopes. He's not trying to hurt him, he's just keeping him busy. Good round from Lopes, especially after potentially being hurt in the second.
Terry Coulter looks a lot more satisfied now. He was a bit animated at the end of the second round.
Yeah, I think he'd have been annoyed of him in that end of that second round for getting caught with that right hand, because, as we'd said, he'd controlled the round, he was comfortable, and obviously that right hand gave Kalinovsky that little bit of confidence. So I think he'd have been a bit more annoyed of him at the end of the second, but I think he'll be much happier with him after the end of the third round there. Back to what Lopes does best.
How far would he be from a title fight, do you think, Lopes? I mean, I know he has to get used to being with Terry Coulter first.
Yeah, I think he's a couple of fights, especially seeing how the start of this fight so far. There's no real rush for Lopes in terms of, he has to be rushed straight away. But he's a couple of fights from it. But he has had 2 years back, so he needs a couple of fights to get the ring rust off, and but he'll be in the mix for sure.
I'd like to see him start this round how he ended the last one, just with that, fluid boxing, putting the combinations together, even if it's not doing any great damage to Kalinovsky.
Yeah, and I think that's what Terry Coulter in the corner would have been saying, Dan Woodgate in the corner would have been saying to him. There's just more of that like in the last round, because, as we've said, when he's using that fluid boxing, he's using a bit of pace and he's putting a bit of effort into it, he can keep Kalinovsky relatively quiet. It's in periods where he's not thrown a lot that Kalinovsky then chances the overhand right and tries to catch him.
And that's pretty much the only shot that Kalinovsky's shown so far.
And then there he goes for it again. He's just looking for it again. He's just looking for Jose as he pulls out. He's looking to just raid him and step in and try and wing it over the top. And he's just got to be careful, Jose.
He used his shoulder better there, didn't he? Brought his shoulder up to the chin just to try and take any of the impact.
Jose's got to work out. Jose's got to work out that that's the only shot that Kalinovsky's got. He's only looking for that right hand. He's not really throwing much of a jab. He hasn't thrown a hook all fight, Kalinovsky. Nice head movement there from Lopes.
Yeah, skipped the shot well, didn't he?
Yeah, just got to be careful on these ropes. He doesn't want to sit there too long. Doesn't need to be there. If he just throws a few shots now, he pushes him away from that centre and takes the centre back. Because at distance, this kid can't touch Lopes. If he's there, if he's at this distance, the kid can't really touch him. It's only when he allows him to close the distance.
Would this be a conscious plan by Lopes and Terry Coulter to start going around the ring, work off the ropes for a bit?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I think the most important thing they'd want is 6 rounds. Good for Lopes. I think they'd want the rounds. He's been out for 2 years. They didn't want someone they could blow over in 30 seconds. They want someone that's going to go a few rounds. And the most important thing is the rounds at this stage.
It's nice. It's a good combination. The uppercut through the middle. I don't think it properly landed, but it made Kalinovsky, take notice.
Yeah, it's looking for variation now, Lopes. He seems to have settled after that right hand in the second, and he's comfortable enough. Nice right hand there, coming together. Yeah. I think that's what we're looking for Jose maybe later on. I'd like to see him start to grip the canvas a little bit and try and dig the shots in a little bit more, see if he could put a bit of a dent in Kalinovsky.
Would you be conscious Jose keeps that left hand very low, and given the right hand is the only shot that Kalinovsky's shown?
Yeah.
Would you be wary of that?
You can hold a left hand low. There's nothing wrong with a fighter holding left hand low, but you've got to have good lateral movement to be able to do it. Otherwise, you're open for that right hand all the time. So, Josh Kelly does it very well. Has a low left hand, but he's got good lateral movement and good feet. So there's nothing wrong with doing it. A lot of fighters like to do it, but you have to be, if you've got that left hand down, you've either got to get that shoulder around, or you've got to use that upper body a little bit more to move the head to stop you from being clobbered by that right hand.
He's a big old boy, Jose, isn't he? So to be able to effectively move that entire upper body is quite a big task.
Yeah, but he does move well for a cruiserweight. So I said a few times before, he's got good feet. When he looks fluid and he moves his upper body, he looks nice. He's hard to pin down. He's hard to hit. He's just got to be careful. You know, he's got to do it more often. If he's going to carry that left hand low, he's got to be doing it more often. But again, that was a solid round from him there. Comfortable enough, working off the jab, put a shot in. I think, you know, comfortable round for him. Apart from that right hand in the second, he's pretty much had it his own way.
Yeah, he has.
I do think they want to try and get as many rounds under their belt as possible, which, in my opinion, is the right thing to do.
Yeah, so we're into the 5th round now. I think we could say it's maybe 5-0, maybe 4 and share 1.
Yeah, I think so. He's been comfortable. Saying when he uses that lateral and when he uses that jab, particularly, Jose's got a lovely jab. It's nice and sharp. It's nice and long. It's nice and quick. If we just use it more, you know, he can. Let's say kick Kalinovsky, you know, on his back foot and keep him off balance.
He varies it well as well, doesn't he? He doesn't always throw the right hand on the end of it, so he keeps Kalinovsky guessing as to whether it's going to be the single or the double and then a third on the end.
Yeah, it's got good variation and he just needs to utilise it. He just needs to just be a little bit busier. Look, he's a big guy. He's been out for 2 years, so he might be mindful of that as well. Different training team as well, so it takes a little bit of time to adjust. They've only been together for a couple of months, so you know I think it's a work in progress. But it's good to see Lopes back. Good left hand there from Lopes.
He's got him. Kalinovsky doesn't look comfortable there.
No, open to the right hand to the body. As we said that, when Kalinovsky brings that left elbow up to try and block, as we talked about, yeah, and there's a real opening for his ribs on that left hand side of the obviously a right hook from Lopes. So
Lopes needs to be careful when he's retreating, not to lean back too far.
Yeah, and one of the problems that Jose has done is trying to notice the distance, knowing when he's still in range, knowing when the fighter can still hit him. And sometimes when he pulls back, he's a bit upright within that range where the guy can still catch him. So he's just got to be a little bit careful when he comes out. He's just got to come out a little bit more switched on as he's, you know, disengaging. Looking for that right hand again, Kalinovsky. Sort of round 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all fairly similar. Good right hand from Lopes.
I'd like to see him go to the body a little bit more.
Yeah, he could do that certainly, especially if he's... Kalinovsky's not lifting his hands so high as he was in the first couple of rounds, but that's why I want Jose to use the jab a little bit more. You know, hit him on that nose, get them hands up, and then he'll be able to work around the sides.
Yeah.
Bit of a stereo match going on. Not a lot of action.
Yeah,
for
these
this
are spaces I want to see Jose.
Yeah. Again, is it the time? Is it the timeout? Maybe he's a little bit mindful of the 6th round. As you said, it's a 2 years out, straight into a 6th rounder. So, look, he hasn't done much wrong, Lopes, tonight. It's so apart from that right hand.
That's a good shot.
He throws that 1-2, but that's what he's got to be careful of. He's coming back, just that he's not too upright.
Straight line quite often as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and upright, very upright as he comes back. So he's just got to be careful.
That's right, he's learned about the right hand, doesn't he? He dips the head into the right-hand side just to evade it.
Kalinovsky's still trying that right hand, though. He's still trying to make a fight of it. That's the only thing I would say, if I was being overcritical for Lopes today. The one thing is just that disengaging, just that stepping back from the engagement. He's just got to be a little bit careful he doesn't get caught on the way out.
I was chatting with Terry Coulter, his coach, earlier, and he was saying that he was talking about or thinking about packing it in after Wadi Camacho and himself kind of went their separate ways. And then I think he saw something in Jose that inspired him to keep going. Yeah,
look, Lopes is talented, and he's a really intelligent kid. He's got an engineering degree. You know, he's not by any stretch of the means a silly kid. He knows what he's doing. He's very intelligent. He's articulate, and he's a decent fighter. I think this training team works. I think it's something that can grow. I think Terry Colt was the right fit for him. And look, as you said, Lopes is always a take there. It's just a case of unlocking it, and that's the key what we're doing. We're entering into the 6th and last round now. But I think they'll be relatively happy. I think Steve Goodwin will be happy with his performance so far. Look, there's 1 or 2 things to work on, but that's expected after 2 years out.
I do wonder if that brace that he's got around the right knee, whether that has hindered his movement somewhat when he's going backwards.
Yeah, potentially. It'd be interesting to find out, you know, what is the extent of that injury, or whether it's just precautionary. But yeah, it could be that could be affecting him going backwards and why he's getting caught around. Nice right hand to the body there from Lopes. He's never looked hurt at all, Kalinovsky, throughout the fight. He's seemed relatively comfortable.
No, and I think Lopes hasn't looked to plant his feet and start winging the punch in, has he?
No, I don't think he's looked to take him out. So that's nice from Lopes. Just little fast little combinations. That's what I want to see from him, because he's got quick hands for a cruiserweight. Nice uppercut on the inside there. Didn't quite land, but it was nice from Lopes. Kalinovsky looked for the right hand there as well, but just whistled past Jose's nose.
Would you be satisfied if you're Terry Colt with his first outing for the pair of them?
Yeah, I think so, for a number of reasons. A, the 2 years we talked about. B, they haven't been together long for you know, only 2 or 3 months together. So I think we'll be pleased with that. And Kalinovsky's an awkward opponent. You know, he had a good fight with Mark Little. You know, he pushed Mark Little and took a couple of rounds off of Mark Little.
He hurt Nick Parker.
Yeah, he hurt Nick Parker. That was at Tottenham. He hurt Nick Parker as well. So Kalinovsky's decent. So this is a decent opponent. Apart from that right hand, he hasn't really been in trouble that much, and so I think they'll be relatively happy. You're not going to get everything right after 2 years out and a short training camp together, so it will take time to gel, but I think there's signs that improvements are underway and that the partnership could work. Nice check hook on the inside from Lopes there. That was good. That's what I want to see him do more. Make himself a little bit smaller on the ropes and just get them counter shots.
He seemed to stun Kalinovsky there.
Yeah, good shot. Little left hand there, just sort of to rock the head back of Kalinovsky, and then Jose jumped on him a little bit, which was good to see. Just come alive a little bit more, Jose, this round. Good left hook on the inside there. Kalinovsky getting a right hand of his own back in.
Which is maybe, again, just being conscious of the 6 rounds and the time-out, but maybe he's realised he's got it in him still. Yeah, energy.
And this is the right thing to do. He's got the rounds.
He's rushing that. Oh,
good right hand there. He's looking to dig his feet in a little bit. Just be careful not to square up too much there, Jose. But this is what you want to see. He's had 5 rounds of getting the rounds under the belt. Now he's trying to dig the feet in a little bit more and just show his power. Good right hand again there. Rocks the head of Kalinovsky. Kalinovsky trying to work the body there of Lopes.
Cut through the middle as well.
Good performance.
Yeah.
I think Lopes has won every round. Might have gave him the share of the second, Kalinovsky, but other than that, I think a comfortable win for him.
Yeah. I think Terry Colt can be happy that we've seen a lot of what we've seen before, but I think we've also seen some improvements.
Yeah, I agree. We still yet to see it totally unlocked, but I don't think we expected to see it unlocked on his first fight of a new training team and 2 years out. So it'll be interesting to watch him develop over the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, I say presumably you'd be looking at 12 months, maybe 2 to 3 fights in that period. Try and get him back towards that southern area where presumably at that time you'll have the likes of Mark Little being around there.
Yeah, I just needs a little bit of momentum now. I think now he's back. He needs to fight hopefully again before the end of the year, then the first part of next year, then he's got a little bit of momentum going, and then we move into the second half of the year next year, and we can see where he's at.
By a score of 59 to 56 in the red corner, Jose Lopes.
59-56, I think.
Yeah, we did say that. We thought he might have given him the second or a share of the second.
Yeah.
But other than that, Jose pretty much had it all his own way. So good performance, good to see him back.